Hey guys, this is Rustler Bandit here with his first video, or with my first video ever, and we will be going over my drag race car, or you could say that. Well, I'm just getting into drag racing, and I'm a broke 14-year-old, so I really am doing with what I have. And I just got this 2 days ago. It's here, I'll just show y'all. It's a Nitro Sport. It has the Nitro chassis, but the guy before me converted it to electric. I do like this body better than the normal one because I have my batteries sideways in the car, and so this body, it sticks out more for where the exhaust once was, and then it has its airflow right here. But now we're gonna get into the car. It is a Rustler, was a Nitro, so it was a Nitro Sport. So obviously it has the aluminum chassis. It has stock tires on it, and I'm running a Mamba Monster 2 ESC here. Let me get better lighting. There's better lighting. It has a Mamba Monster 2 ESC and why did I just get blank? Mamba Monster 2 ESC and Mamba Monster 2 motor with the Castle fan. I have it zip tied on, but it's a 60,000 RPM. I'm not sure because I just bought this too. It was separate from the car. I just got a rolling chassis. But what I like about this car better than I do the normal plastic slash is it has an aluminum chassis, and it's a lot lighter than the normal actual Rustler, and there's a lot more room because this piece, it goes all the way back, but it's hollow all the way through except for where your servo's at. The servo's right there. It's the original one from the Nitro one. It has the RPM. I've seen these before on drag builds, but I'm not quite sure what they're called. As y'all already know, it has the stock tires. The only problem that I'm having with it is I cannot find a spur gear that will fit this. A lot of people say that I need to get another gearbox, but I'm broke. I can't get another gearbox, and I would like for y'all to help. The next thing that I'm probably gonna, when I get more money, is I'm gonna get MIP drive shafts, or I'm just gonna get metal drive shafts. I don't know which one yet. Or either I'm gonna get drive shafts, or I'm gonna get 17mm hexes with street tires, XO1 tires, so I can run it. It's gonna be more of a drag speed race build. I'm running it on 6S. Let me take the batteries out. I'm running it on two 5,000 milliamp 3S batteries by Traxxas. They're 25C. And they're pretty good batteries. They haven't puffed like most people said they have. The only thing that I don't like is you have to buy the Traxxas ID charger, and so I bought it, but I bought like the smaller one, so it was only 50 bucks. And yeah, these are pretty good batteries so far. They came out of my E-Revo, or this motor and this ESC came out of my E-Revo, and then I sold the E-Revo chassis, which then I had to, or I didn't sell it, I traded it for RC parts for one of my other builds, but then I sold that whole build because I owed somebody money. But these are two really good batteries, and then in it I am running a Spectrum DX3S. It's a really good radio. It helps me tune the car when I need to, and this car is really good. Like, in my opinion, you do not need this fan, because it was barely overheating on my E-Revo, and all I ever ran my E-Revo on was 6S. So if it was barely overheating on that load, then it shouldn't overheat on, because this car is probably like 3 times lighter than the E-Revo, because the E-Revo, it's quote unquote a 10 scale, but it's really a size of a 1/8 scale, so I just called it the 1/8 scale E-Revo. But back to this, the only thing that I don't like is when I pull up on this whole part of the car comes up. So if I hit something, say I hit a curb and I do this and hit it straight on, it's gonna probably break this, and then I'm gonna have to buy a new upper plate. But something that I see not very many people do, is you flip this bumper so you have more downforce. Instead of having it where it points up, you have it where it points down a little bit to help the downforce. But overall, I haven't ran it yet, but overall I think I can probably get it up to probably around 80 with this setup. And then what I did to get the shock so low, because it was basically in basher form when I got it, but when I got it, the shocks were normal, so I upgraded the shocks, or homemade something for the shocks. What these are, what I used on both the shocks, or all four of the shocks, these are like rubber or wax, like earplugs for when you're swimming. So what I did is I split it in half, and I took out the shock piston, and then I put half like under the shock piston, and then I put the other half on top of the shock piston, and then I reassembled everything, and then I got them to sit this low, and they're just like your tie rods. They have barely any movement. Like, you actually have to push to get them to movement. Same on the back. Here, let me adjust this where I'm gonna do a drop test. Well, I took it off my tripod, but I can't get this to sit right. Hold on, guys. So, I'm pretty sure y'all can see this. All it is bounce now. So, that's how much movement I have. The only thing that I really have to add now on it is, one thing that I like to do when I always get a new Traxxas car is go and buy a brand new slipper clutch, like everything for the slipper clutch, because I don't know how much it's been ran in the past and stuff. So I want to make sure that I have new slipper clutch in case something goes out. So I'll run this one until it completely goes out. And then I have the guy before me, he painted this white. It's a Traxxas wheelie bar, fits right here on the back, just like so. What's it called? I was thinking about mounting this on the front so I could run it at night, cause where I run it, it's in like the middle of nowhere. It's just a road, and it's better to run it at night. So I was gonna put it on the front of there so I can run it at night. Here, I'll show you. Cause the body fits like that, and well, your bumper's sitting out probably a good 3 inches. So I could have just mounted it like so right here. And this body is really nice. What else do I have for it? I'm sorry, guys. One of my friends actually gifted me this for Christmas. It's not an expensive servo. I had one on my E-Revo. He gifted me too, because at the time I had my E-Revo. But this is one of the servos from Amazon. It's a 20 kilogram digital servo, and it has all metal gears. That's what I like about it. But when this servo gives out, I'll put this one in here, because this servo is sounding a little bit weak right now, and it's not waterproof. And I waterproofed. I took the receiver, I took it out and waterproofed it. I took the servo, waterproofed it, and the motor's supposed to be water resistant. And then I have shocks for it in case, because the guy who traded me, he gave me this, and then he gave me a roller, or he gave me 2 rollers, well, I decided to make this one a drag build, and basically all I have to do if I want to turn this back into a basher now, and until I put upgrades on it, is take off these shocks and put on these. And these shocks are relatively good. They're not the worst, but they have metal caps, or aluminum caps, aluminum shock body. The only thing that I don't like about these shocks is that I've had these shocks before because they were mine, and then he gave them back to me because I asked for them back. Only thing that I don't like about it is I've snapped a couple of these rods before. But what I do need is I need y'all to recommend me what spur gear and what pinion gear to get, because obviously I have a 1/8 scale motor on here, and so that would be, I think it's either 5 or 7 millimeter, I'm not sure. And so I need y'all to recommend me that, and I need y'all to tell me if I have, or if I need to get what's it called, if I need to get another gearbox or not, because of the motor, because the motor is tight fit. Dang it, y'all can't see, but the motor is super tight fit. Like, I have no space in there to get anything else in there. Like, I can't even fit an Allen wrench in there. But it's a pretty good car for how much, or for what I've done to it in less than 2 hours of having it. Or, well, I said 2 hours of having it. I've had it probably 4 days now. But I did this within less than 2 hours. And I just need information and y'all's help, because I know y'all are a great community on drag racing and speed runs. So just let me know. Thanks. Bye.